Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. I need some YouTube therapy. I got a message this morning. Someone I knew, committed suicide on the weekend. I'm fairly upset about it. I had thought about contacting him recently. He used to live in Sydney. We met in Sydney. I met when I went up to walk in the Mardi Gras parade. He was walking with a guy that I knew, and they got me into the lever float, and we were walking together as a group. He was actually walking with another guy. He had a guy there on a lead that was there, and he was going to walk him down the parade. But once we sort of met, that guy ended up swapping over with another guy, and we ended up hanging out for the night. I remember standing in front of the crowd, like kissing him, and just it was an amazing experience walking in Mardi Gras, and I'm always going to remember that, and I'm always going to remember him. We went back to his place, we were hanging around. I wanted to spend more time with him, but I had tickets to the party and he didn't. So I went to the party, and I kind of almost regret it, because I think I would have had more fun if I'd stayed and hung out with him. We met up after that. We tried to sort of have a relationship briefly, but I was in Melbourne, he was in Sydney. We met up a couple of times in Sydney. I think the last time I saw him was in Sydney. He was... I kind of want to be friends with him, because it didn't work out, but I still want to be friends. And I wasn't sure where he was at, because I had some friends, including the one who messaged me today, telling me that he doesn't want to know you, of course, it didn't work out, just let it go. And I'm like, well, that's not what it feels like. It feels like we could be friends. I'm going to try. Why wouldn't I? And last time I saw him, he came over to me and said hello and talked to me and was friendly and that. So I thought I should talk to him. Then I found out that he moved to Melbourne, and I thought, I should try and hang out with him. I should try and meet up or something. I mean, we live in the same area now. It's not a problem. No reason why we can't be friends, or friendly at least. And I meant to contact him, and I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. I mean, I think we talked a couple of times, but I didn't actually ask him if he wanted to meet up or anything. I guess I was afraid he wouldn't want to. And then the pandemic happened, and apparently that was part of the reason that he did it. I don't know why. I'm assuming there was something else happening. But I haven't asked, because my friend who contacted me was driving from Sydney to Melbourne to sort out his stuff at his apartment, so he couldn't really talk. But I'm not so self-important to think that maybe if I contacted him, I could have stopped him, but maybe I could have distracted him long enough. Someone else could have, that he knew, because it's very... I've been in that headspace, and it's very easy to lose perspective, and it's also very easy to gain it again. I found a couple of times I got really close to thinking about that. It was just a little thing that snapped me out of it, and it was like just coming out of like another place and sort of feeling like, where was I? What was I thinking? Where was my head at? Where was my... It's really weird, and I just wonder, if it could have been a simple thing that derailed that thought that he went through with. But maybe he was really sick, or maybe he had some really big problem in his life that was bigger than just being a single gay man in Melbourne and being lonely or whatever. But that can be enough. I've known a couple of guys now who've killed themselves. But none of them I was intimate with. None of them I had feelings for. None of them I really wanted to know. They were friends of friends mostly. Yeah, I'm pretty sad. I found this out an hour or so ago, And I made another video because I needed some YouTube therapy, but there's no way I could put that up. But yeah, I had to cry about it. It's like the reality that he's dead, that he committed suicide, that he's not here. I can still remember lying next to him and talking to him and seeing him and feeling like we could be friends, which is weird because, you know, it didn't happen. But I wonder what would happen had I contacted him. I don't know that it wouldn't have gone well. Maybe it would have. I mean, like I said, last time I saw him, he came over. I didn't approach him. He came over and spoke to me and was fine. And I thought, oh, I should talk to him. And then I found out he moved to Melbourne, and I sort of thought I should. But I thought he was in a relationship, and I thought, because last time I saw him, he was with someone, so I wasn't sure. And I sort of was like, I just don't want to. People always assume, get the wrong idea about stuff. I thought I don't want him to think I'm sniffing around. You know, I just wanted to be friends. Because I didn't think anything else was going to happen. And I moved on and had a couple of relationships, so it's not like it was like that. But yeah, it's just really weird. I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. He seemed like a really together guy. I'm really surprised that this happened. I really want to know the rest of the story. It's just, I mean, it's so easy to lose perspective, and you're always going to leave someone behind. I mean, people, when they do this, they're very much in their own headspace. They are totally have tunnel vision on some issue, and they have no real awareness of the rest of the world and the people around them. And I mean, I haven't done it in the past because I knew I'd be leaving someone behind to think about it and wonder what they could have done, and so forth. I don't know, it's just really sad. I just wanted to talk about it. I mean, I didn't want to say nothing, but what more can I say? I mean, I met him, we had a good time. I was hoping something might come out of it. Didn't work, there were issues, but I thought most of the issues were distance. Melbourne, Sydney, I thought, well, he's in Melbourne now, we can at least be friends or friendly, but I didn't approach him, and then I couldn't, because I remember I literally was thinking about contacting him a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, well, what if he asked you want to meet up? What are you going to say? No. Wait until all this is over and then contact him when you can actually meet up. So if he wants to meet up, it can be nice and spontaneous and not like, you know, putting it off for like 3 months or 6 months or something. So, damn it. I'll never know. There was another time when I was in Sydney. I was hanging out with a guy, and he had taken too much of something and he wasn't handling it very well, and I went to the bar and I said, this guy's having some problems, can you help me with him? And as I was walking behind the bartender as he was going over to the dance floor, someone grabbed me and he was like, hey Steve, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I just sort of kept going because I was just focused on helping this guy because I didn't know what was wrong with him. And then later I found out that was him. And I mean, he saw me, he grabbed me, he, you know, wanted to, you know, and I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't have been dealing with that guy, or if I'd seen him, you know, later in the evening and we just talked, and or if we just met, you know, hung out, like what would have happened then? Because he seemed happy to see me and you know, I often wondered about that, just like, you know, what would have happened if I'd stayed with him instead of going to the party? It's really weird. It's really weird. You get in that sliding doors thing of what if I'd called, what if I'd messaged the guy, what if I was talking to him, would I have been a distraction, would I have said something that made a difference, you know, would I have done something that made it worse? I don't know. It's really hard to tell and strange, and I'm nearly up to 10 minutes. I should stop talking. It's just really sad. I'm feeling numb right now. I was upset before, and I made a video. I was crying through most of it, and I'm like, well, I can't put that up, but it helped to talk. Yeah, it's just really strange how you can get so close to people for a moment or two and feel it's sort of a connection, and nothing happens, and then they're gone. Goodbye.